Hello, everybody. So today I want to talk about two small caps that I own, REAX, the Real Brokerage, and TG Therapeutics. TG Therapeutics reported earnings this morning, and REAX reported earnings on Thursday. Both stocks were up nicely initially, and yet they dumped because the market is just dumping risk. It is just dumping small caps, and sometimes I wonder if it actually does some research and looks under the hood of these companies. So anyways, let's look at REAX. So REAX, new stock for me. I've been in it for, 6 months now? Something like that. Maybe a little less than that. And the stock, I used to think it was a good deal at $4, and so at $3.63 right now, I think it's an outstanding deal for this stock. And it lost all of its gains. Yeah, it was up 8 or 9% on Friday. It was great, and now it's lost essentially all of the gains of the earnings. The market giving them no credit. Let's talk about REAX. So REAX is a digital broker. They have an app. They are out recruiting all of the top agents from your local mom and pop broker. Locally, like the Keller Williams, the local Century 21, they're going after these top agents, giving them a bigger cut. The agents bring the business and they work on REAX. They work with the app. They use the digital broker that the Real Brokerage is. And what I love about this stock very, very much is this was the headline 2 days ago all over the internet. He had this headline: U.S. home turnover, so pending sales, like the sales of homes, at the lowest level in decade. Housing slump drags on. Housing is not doing well. But look at the Real Brokerage. The Real Brokerage is doing incredibly well. Revenue is up. Agent count keeps being up. Adjusted EBITDA positive, so very nicely here. Transactions are up. This is a flawless growth of all their key metrics. Why? Because they're recruiting the top agents away from the local mom and pop broker, giving them a bigger cut, a bigger commission, and bringing the business. So they're able to grow organically in a really, really bad environment for real estate. In my view, imagine how well they will do when real estate is inevitably going to come back. People are waiting to buy homes. They're waiting for those rates to come down. 2026, the rates are coming down. Real estate will come back. Imagine how well this stock could do when they show this type of performance in a market where transactions keep declining, and they are the lowest in decades. Transactions are currently at the lowest in decades, and this stock keeps doing so well. Cash on the balance sheet, we have zero debt, $56 million of cash on the balance sheet. Their margins have held very, very steady. Now, they have quarterly change in their margin due to how their commissions work, which is they have to give out more money at the end of the year than they do at the beginning of the year, because at the end of the year, agents are pretty much, with a low commission, they get a lower commission at the end of the year. Anyways, it's their compensation structure. This is not a deep dive, but I went into this for a deep dive. The margin is holding steady at roughly 9% gross margin. Of course, EBITDA margin is much lower at 3%. But if you look, they've been doing a very good job at increasing this EBITDA margin. Operating expense is down over the past 3 years. So this stock is firing on all cylinders, and more importantly, on my valuation, so this is an updated number of valuation, it's a 0.09. Rule of 40 is a 53. So once again, this reminds me of SoFi in the early days. This reminds me of HIMS in the early days. Beautiful revenue growth, positive EBITDA, adjusted EBITDA, and you have a very cheap growth. That growth is so cheap, that EBITDA is so cheap. Each percentage of growth only costs 0.09 on my metric. So I like REAX very much, and I like that we didn't see that slump. We didn't see that decline in revenue, and that's something that they kind of had guided in Q2. They had said, we expect a little bit of a slump in Q3. They had guided that in Q2. They didn't get any of that. And now let's talk about another stock which I love very much, another mid-cap that I own, or small cap, let's call it a small cap. It's Briumvi, right? TGTX, TG Therapeutics is the name of the company. So they make Briumvi. Briumvi is a pharmaceutical. It's an anti-CD20 treatment for multiple sclerosis. MS. MS has, I don't want to say has been cured, but relapsing MS has a very good treatment, which is a modern treatment. And it's based on all the DNA research and stuff. But anyways, the point is, the FDA said that it would only approve free treatments, right? Because I don't know why they don't approve more than free treatments. That's the way it works. But anyways, they said they would only approve free treatments. Briumvi is the last treatment, the last anti-CD20 treatment to have been approved for MS, and there will just be 3 of them. And because it is the last treatment, they are the cheapest, the latest, and the easiest to administer. So they're competing against Ocrevus, which is a much bigger, which has a much bigger market share. But they're the newest treatment, and so they're going after the market aggressively with a cheaper option. And the key is it's easier to administer. That Briumvi treatment is easier to administer at the MS center. But anyways, the point is, this company is going to be a cash cow until 2042, because that's when the patents expire, and we know the FDA is not going to approve anything else until 2042. So you're going to have, and by the way, the third treatment for MS is kind of like not really used, so it's really 2. So in my view, you're going to have a duopoly between Briumvi and Ocrevus, which is that other treatment. You're going to have a duopoly where we're just going to have cash cows and make a bunch of money until 2042. So this is a stock that I like to own for the long run. And when I look at this company, when I look at the ramp, when I look at how they were able to increase their sales, they keep upping the guidance. They upped the guidance again. So now their global guidance is $600 million for the full year 2025. I've covered this stock for a while. They keep raising the guidance. They announced another buyback, and this is yet again a stock who was way up in the morning. These were the headlines. Oh, strong third earnings smashes profit, stock soars on their treatment, and then the stock dumps because the market is dumping small caps. I don't know what is going on. It's just basket. The market is just trading these baskets of stocks, not looking under the hood. The growth of Briumvi has been flawless, and Briumvi would be enough for me to justify owning that stock, but they have optionality. They could increase their business by 40% if they actually got a subcutaneous Briumvi version approved, which would be like kind of an at-home version. And then myogravus, they have a potential applicability of Briumvi to myogravus, which is kind of smaller than MS, but is also a pretty widespread condition with a lot of business. So I like TG Therapeutics very much. They're doing buybacks. They're making money. The margins are high. They're protected by the FDA, who has pretty much given them a duopoly with Ocrevus. Love it very much. And MS, by the way, it's not like people can't get it treated. You have to get it treated. It's a debilitating disease. It's your nerves who stop working. The wall of your nerves start working, and it creates a lot of pain. Insurance pay for MS treatment. It's you have to get treated. So it's like they have a very needed product. Anyways, enterprise value over gross profit over revenue growth is 0.21. for a product which is very, very much enshrined in the system. And so I don't get it. To me, this is an opportunity. The stock keeps firing on all cylinders. Both of these keep firing on all cylinders. The only thing I can explain is that the market wants nothing to do with, in the case of REAX, a micro cap, and in the case of TGTX, a small cap. The market wants nothing to do with innovative small stocks right now. And so it's our opportunity. Anyways, this was not investment advice. This is not financial advice, only entertainment. This is only entertainment on this channel. Please please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me on X. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.